Jared and Jensen and Kim Manners all had a lot of fun with each other, but now it's just miserable and nobody does it. No, the prank, I think Jensen said it right. That it was like at some point they realized that it was just an escalation, and they had at first they thought, oh, we'll prank each other, and then they realized, oh, we're going to be with the same people for years, and this would really get out of hand if we don't watch it. So the pranking isn't too over the top, but there is just this sort of tone of hijinks that permeates. That's a lot of fun. I'm actually surprised by how often we have the problem of ruining takes because we can't stop laughing. It happened, like we just shot an episode, and seriously, the assistant director was getting pissed off at us. Not stopping. We had this. So you can't have kids working too late, like they have to be out by 10 o'clock, and there was a kid in the scene, and we're shooting, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and so they hired this very small, woman who looked like the kid from behind, and she was like 40, and she was facing me in the scene, and it's a very emotional sort of part. I shouldn't give away too much, but anyway, it was a very intense little scene, and for the off-camera for their Jared and Jensen's reactions, they had to be over there, and they had her reading part of the dialogue. This woman reading part of the kid's dialogue to me. She had the funniest accent, and she was dressed as a kid, but she wasn't a kid. And every time we would start a take on the scene, she would look at me like, what am I supposed to do now? We've done it several times, but each time I had to like point to the line and then I was supposed to act all emotional and stuff, but I was just I was biting my cheeks, literally biting my cheeks so I wouldn't laugh, and of course Jared and Jensen were looking at me, trying not to laugh. It was just a disaster. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. We just shot another scene that was in this old abandoned warehouse, and we got in trouble because we were breaking windows.
Oh!
So, yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hi, Misha.
Hi.
My question is, Supernatural, before season 4, it never really delved into angels or God or anything like that. It always stayed with the darker aspects. And even still, everything was very unclear about religion. And now it's delved into a higher power, which could have gone 2 very different ways. But it's gone such a good way. How do you feel being, that component, that element of something that could mean God? It's like such a big thing for Supernatural. Do you feel, like really cool about it?
Yeah. I think that it does sound like sort of tricky territory, and it's the kind of thing where, we're a Christian country, you don't really want to touch God in the wrong way. I wish there was a rewind button. But they've dealt with it actually in a really interesting way, and frankly, I think that some of it is it's pretty intelligent, and I think that some of the issues that, especially in episodes that haven't aired yet, it's going to kind of get into questions of like blind faith, and it's without I think offending anyone too terribly much. It's going to sort of get into like the question of whether you're actually answering to a higher power as a religious person, or if you're just towing the party line and doing what you're told and not really thinking about it. And so I think it's actually interesting, and I'm happy to be a part of that kind of discussion.
Great, thank you so much. Hello.
Hi.
I was wondering, obviously Supernatural, most of Supernatural is about this, finding bad guys and it's crazy, like, oh my gosh, ghosts, and oh my gosh, it's silly, it's blood. It's really meant to be scary. And that 4 aspects of this thing we all really adore. I was wondering, what personally scares you?
Other than Supernatural? I'm actually a total wuss when it comes to scary movies. I just can't. You know what? I mean, I don't actually get that scared that easily.